So, good morning and welcome to the latest in my series of self-care conversations. This morning I'm here with the beautiful April Mack from April Mack Coaching and Mentoring. And we're going to be talking today about the importance of listening to that little voice inside you, whether you feel that you're getting divine guidance or listening to the universe, or whether it's just your own intuition, and how much of a difference that can make to the way that you live your life and the feelings of well-being that you get from that. So first of all, April, I'd just like you to just introduce yourself to anyone who's watching, and also tell us a little bit about what you do and how you came on this path in life.
Okay. Well, hi everyone. I'm April Mack. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for having me, Michelle. I am a business coach and mentor. Hopefully you can hear us over a bit of traffic noise there. Sorry about that. And I have really, in the last, 5 years, found my connection with my inner voice and that part of me, which I refer to it as a divine connection. But some people struggle with that language, so it's really whatever, works for you, your connection with the universe, your connection with other people, your connection with yourself. And I believe that we're all connected beings. And so really, for me it's happened over the last 5 years. It's been like a slow awakening, I guess. And I've been weaving my spiritual connection and that intuition is what I call it, into my work in the world, so into my coaching. And that is having a profound effect on the people that I work with. And also it means that I'm in alignment with what I feel I'm really here to do. So, before I kind of started on that path, I feel like I was very much separated from who I truly am, and was operating with a lot of masks on. Yeah. And so it's been for me, a process of revealing more and more and more of who I truly am on a deeper level, both for myself and for the people that I work with.
Yeah, and I can certainly resonate with that, and I know a lot of other people can as well. And I have to say that one of the big reasons I can attribute to my business being so much more successful this year is thanks to this lady here, that I did a couple of your online programs last year. First one being Authentic, which was about looking inside and seeing who you really are on the inside. And I found that I was, as you say, wearing these masks and trying to be who I thought everybody wanted me to be, whether that was true or not. I tried to fit a mold. And the second course was Courage, and I really hope you do these courses again sometime, because Courage was about then finding the strength and, yes, the courage to actually come out of my shell and say, yeah, this is who I really am, and this is the authentic me. And it's so much easier to communicate with people when you're speaking from your heart and your soul, and you talking about what you really believe to be true. Then that comes across, and actually the people who are meant to be in your universe will connect with you, and that deeper sense of community and connection just really makes so much of a difference, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying. When we try and be what we think others want us to be, we get it wrong for a start. So,
yeah,
so we
absolutely.
think and people think, who's that odd woman? Because we're trying so hard, and then when we start being who we really are, then the right people, like you say, the right people come into our lives. The right people come, for me, doing this in my business has meant that I'm attracting people like yourself, soulmate clients who get what I'm talking about and who really want what I've got to offer. Whereas when I had the mask on, I was getting all the wrong people, and I was thinking, oh gosh, it's really hard to work with these people. And the reason it was hard was because I wasn't being myself, and so I was attracting all the wrong people.
And it's exhausting well, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when we can let down the guard, it's actually quite freeing and much less tiring. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
It is. And no, we hear a lot of these days about listening to yourself and listening to your own wants and desires and putting yourself first. But I think sometimes that can be misinterpreted as well, that we listen to our superficial wants and desires, and we don't go to that deeper level and ask what our soul really wants. So if we think on the surface, what do we want? It might be the house, the car, the money, the attractive partner, the million people following us, whatever it is. But if we look deeper inside, then what we're actually looking for often is a sense of connection, whether that's connection to our community, connection to loved ones, or connection to ourselves. And finding that, and finding our true purpose of what kind of good we are here to do in the world, I think is just so much more satisfying in the long run.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like you're speaking my language here. Yeah, absolutely. So that deeper connection is what, but we're looking externally for the car, the car, the house and all that is what we think we want. And, because that we think, well, when we get that, I'll feel really good about myself. I'll feel really satisfied. And what we often find is we get that thing and we don't feel much different. And then we're looking for the next thing and the next thing. Yeah. And it's that searching externally for the thing that's actually already inside us. It's already in there and it's available to us at all times. And it's that connection with the divine, or whatever you want to call it, and the connection with every other living being.
Absolutely. But with the way that society has conditioned us to live our lives, often we're not in touch with that little voice inside of us. So how do we go about finding that voice and giving it space to talk and listening? How would we do that?
Well, it's interesting. I was thinking, we've all got the voices in our head, and it's not that voice. It's not the one that's like, oh, you should get out of bed. Oh, you should do this. You should do that.
That little negative voice sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah, it's not that one. So yes, we all have that. That's really the voice of our ego and the smaller self, the human self that's kind of trying to navigate this human life. But the voice that we're talking about here is the one that's a lot softer, actually. It's not quite as loud. And it's the one that you can really only reach when you still the mind and quieten that other voice the hell down.
I hear you.
And so really, I know everyone's heard of meditating and all of these things. These are the ways, sitting quietly without listening to somebody else, turning Michelle and I off for a moment.
After the interview's finished.
That's right.
Okay, not just yet.
That's it. So listening, just being quiet, you can have peaceful music on if that helps you, but just really not trying to listen to everything that's going on around you and just going inwards. So meditation is a great way, and people say, well, I don't know how to meditate. Slow breaths, focusing on the breath coming in and out in a quiet place where you feel safe and nurtured. It might be a spot in your garden, it might be inside in a chair where you feel comfortable. Just anywhere you are, you can stop and take some conscious breaths and you'll go there. And what you might not have anything happen right away, you know, it's not like some bolt of light's going to come in and tell you, right, this is what you've got to do. It's much more subtle. And the more you do it and the more you practice this, it's a practice, the more you'll start to hear the wisdom of your soul talking to you and leading you where you need to go. It might tell you, oh, you know, I don't think you should do that today, or, you know, maybe, you know, here's an idea. It'll come in the form of ideas and feelings and thoughts, but you'll know that there's some, it's different to the ideas and thoughts we have when we're operating from that sort of shallow place. There's a deepness to it.
And often I think a lot of the problems with meditating and with trying to get through to that inner voice is that we can't still that monkey mind. It's not easy to do, and I know that I will give up very quickly because the thoughts come in. So sometimes I found that guided meditation or meditation in a group can really make a difference.
Yeah.
And just thinking in everyday life before I do something, do I feel comfortable with this? Does it make me feel a little bit icky? When I'm running my business, do these sales tactics make me feel sleazy? If I'm trying to lock people in, for example, to come to a massage every week when I know that they don't have the cash to do it, if it doesn't feel right and it doesn't feel in integrity, then I don't want to do it.
Yeah, and that's you then trusting that the feeling that you get, the gut feeling or the intuition, that's you trusting that.
Yeah.
Anytime something doesn't feel right, then it's not right, basically.
Yeah.
And then anytime it feels really good, then you know you're on the right track. So your feelings are a fantastic guide for that inner connection.
Yeah, and learning to actually connect with those feelings first of all, and then to trust them. That they are guiding you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because we can have all the material possessions and wealth and popularity in the world, but true wealth, I think, is something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a lot of people know, I've said it many times, I drive a 2003 Mitsubishi Mirage. It's a beautiful little car. It gets me where I need to go, and it's a great reminder each time I hop in. It's a really great reminder to me that, you know, that the you know, external factors is not what brings me joy. You know, I get what I need from that car at this stage in my life, and I have so much joy in my heart. You know, I was driving around actually in it last night with the kids. We had the windows down, we had the music blaring, and we had such a beautiful moment in the car all together. And I thought, you know what, if I was in a, you know, perfect modern car with, you know, everything, we wouldn't be doing this. It was just a fun moment, and I thought, they're the moments that
I love
I'm here
that.
for.
Yeah, having those little things that remind you of what's really important. Those little reminders that connect us back to our soul and to our true purpose in life. So April, I know that you actually guide people and mentor them along this journey to find their true calling in life, whether that be their personal life, but also particularly you help business people that want to set up a business that's actually aligned with their soul and that feels good for them, as well as living their everyday life in accordance with what feels right for their heart and soul as well.
Yeah.
And you've actually got a program coming up that I believe starts today.
It does.
Is that right?
It does.
And that is called Goddess.
Yes. That's
so
right.
can you tell us a little bit about Goddess, please?
I would love to. Thanks for asking. So Goddess, it starts today at 7 p.m. tonight. We're doing our official opening ceremony, and it goes for 7 weeks. And I really felt strongly called to bring this program into the world because the people that I've been helping lately, I've been seeing some profound shifts in their lives and transformations that made me realise this is more of what I'm here to do. So yes, I'm a business coach. Yes, I help people set up their businesses in alignment with who they are, but this is kind of for anyone. This is not just for business people. It's for anyone who wants to get what we're talking about today, to get more in touch with who they truly are on a soul level, and to experience more peace and joy. And the way we'll do that will be kind of magical. It's really hard for me to nail down how these programs work. You've been in my programs before, and what happens is the souls that come in to work with me on it, we co-create a beautiful space together, and whatever happens in there is what needs to happen. So I can't actually preempt it all. I have like a rough guide in my mind about what the 7 weeks will entail, and the things I can tell people are that you'll learn practical techniques to, meditate, to get more in touch with yourself, to set up spaces and practices in your life that are going to bring you more peace and joy. So it's that sort of practical stuff, and I share my own experiences there, how I've transformed my life quite significantly in ways that you can then implement. But the rest of it's kind of a bit of magic that you can't really nail down because it happens with the group.
Yeah, and I love that the structure of the course will be moulded around the people that are in it, and I think that is a wonderful example of what we've been talking about. That rather than structuring it around your ego and what you want, you're listening to your inner voice that's saying, I want to help the people in here, and therefore you're waiting to find out about them and connect with them in order to structure it. And I think that's a really good lesson that everyone can have in life, that when we are doing things, whether it's for ourselves or for other people, that we don't listen to our ego too much and do what we superficially think is right for ourselves, or what we think should be the right thing for another person. And then they reject it and they don't go along because it's not what their soul's telling them, and then we get hurt and offended. But if we actually take that step back, we leave our ego behind and we look deeper into that person and what they really need, what fulfills us then becomes looking after that person and looking after the real person, not just what we think they should. And I think that's one of the ways that we can really find true happiness, is by helping to create joy and happiness in other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So April, I'm sure lots of people are really excited by the idea of your Goddess course. Whether you believe in tapping into a divine power, into the universe, or just listening to that little intuitive voice inside you. So tell me, are the enrollments still open for tonight's course?
They are, absolutely.
And how do people sign up?
They can if you just go to my page, April Mac Biz, that's my business page, there's a Learn More link at the top. You can just click on that and it will take you there and give you more detail. There's a couple of levels that people can join in at. So there's a program level, there's a mastermind level, and then there's a one-on-one level.
Yeah, and you've also got a website that tells people all about what you're doing as well. So what's your website name?
It's aprilmac.com.au.
Too easy. So I hope that anyone watching has got something out of this. I know I have. I always love getting in touch with April and just spending that time together in peace and quiet, and talking through like this really helps me remember what my purpose is in life, which is not so much to make heaps of money, which yes would be nice, but to have a business where I'm really helping people, where I'm taking the time to listen and to get to know them and help them in ways that are really the right thing to do for them. So if you're also looking for some little guidance to find your purpose and to tune into your inner voice and to live a life where you're more at peace with yourself and with the universe, then I do advise you to get in touch with April. And thanks all for watching, and I'll be with you soon in another conversation, and we'll wait and see who that will be with.